Aloha, this is Professor Del Carpio, so we are going to have a real PowerPoint presentation. I assume it's going to be very good. And this is Business 433, International Marketing. Let's see what we have. We're going to start now.
Good evening, Professor DiCaprio. This is a presentation. I am a consultant for an international company wanting to expand its footprint into the American market. The company is Fushida Brush Company out of Yangzhou, China, and he wants to expand into the American market. The executive summary consists of
Here you can go with the arrow.
Okay. Sorry.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. Let's see this one. Okay, Yangzhou Fushida Brush Company is located in Yangzhou, China, under the leadership of Mr. Michael Lee. His company is right here in Yangzhou, China, and he has 100 to 200 employees at this particular plant. He also makes perfumes and cosmetics and hairbrushes. We're dealing with the division of his company that specifically manufactures hairbrushes. Mr. Lee wants to get into the lucrative African American market and expand his footprint throughout North America by placing his products directly inside of Black-owned barbershops and beauty salons.
Okay.
He wants to specialize, he wants to focus on that particular segment because he feels as though it's been underrepresented, and he wants to expand his footprint in a big way throughout North America.
So the target market.
The target market is African American.
African America.
Yes.
And then when we're talking about all over, so are we talking, because remember in class we were dividing as well, we can do that geographically as well.
Yes, yes.
Do you have any idea of if you want to, the company wants to start, for instance, on the East Coast,
Yes.
New York,
Yes.
New Jersey, or what they call the South as well?
Yes.
There's like quite a lot of population with African America, or in general terms, all over the 50 states. Do you want to start concentrating?
Initially, he wants to focus on the northeastern, North Atlantic states.
Very good.
Pennsylvania, New York, from Boston, basically from Boston to Washington, D.C. Initially. He wants to concentrate on that particular market because it's the most concentrated, populated area in the country.
Very good.
Yes.
And then we have so we have already one type of population, that's the target market.
Yes.
Now we are even targeting even more,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Geographically on the northeast, are we
Northeast
talking?
Florida, yes.
All right, and
Yes.
then there is another one that is the status. It doesn't really matter if it's middle class or low class, or what type of.
Well, the demographic he wants to focus on first is middle to lower income bracket.
Okay, very good. Nice, good.
Okay. Okay, the global marketing mix, product positioning, and competitive environment. Initially, Mr. Lee wants Wavim International to create its own distribution network. We're going to be what we're going to do is create flat screen televisions to place them inside of barbershops that run somewhat of an advertising loop while customers are sitting in a barbershop or salon. The brushes are being continuously displayed along with various customers getting their haircuts and beautiful environments that make it compelling to buy this particular product. There will be a flat screen TV placed inside of each salon, and under or near that television will be a display case displaying the products that are being offered on the television loop that runs continuously. So as you get your hair cut, two things are happening. One, the salon operators or the beauticians or barbers are actually using that particular brush on your hair. Also, as you're getting the hair cut, as you're getting your hair styled, you're also being bombarded with continuous, beautiful, compelling photos of people using that particular product, along with testimonials saying how great this product is.
Okay, so here what I'm seeing, when we are talking about our marketing mix,
Yes.
okay, I see product
Yes.
here, positioning, but remember, like product, we were talking about product variety. So it's a variety of hairbrushes. I can
Yes.
see different ones. It's very nice, very
Yes.
visual. Okay, we are talking as well about the packaging. I see
Yes.
two types of packaging. For instance, the ones that are like over here, they look like a high-end. It's very nice. You can go with the eco,
Yes.
right? Going like saving the planet. People are buying that everywhere. So we see different sizes as well. Now, that could be from the product. You mentioned as well the place. So remember the 5 P's, okay?
Yes.
Being specific. Place. You were giving an example. Perfect.
Okay.
The hair salon.
Yes, the placement of the product is right near the flat screen TV where the product is being advertised on a continuous loop. There will be a flat screen television, and then underneath it or to the side of it, there will be a display case of these particular products for your immediate purchase.
Perfect. So a concrete location, for
Yes.
instance, on a
Yes.
barbershop.
Yes.
Okay, and the placement, because place is in general things, different type of locations, not only on the supermarkets or specific type of shops where you for hairdressers, so they
Yes.
can buy in bulk, right?
Yes.
And the location itself, right there at the barbershop.
Right.
Now, this other part of the marketing mix that you mentioned is the promotion.
Yes.
It's very good. So you are like as well talking about those images, the loop, and talking about the testimonials that, as we were talking before, is like the most important.
Oh, yeah.
The power of the people, of the customer,
Yes.
what it really brings you.
Yes.
in.
And we want to use very attractive models using the product, driving beautiful cars in a beautiful setting that makes people happy. But as they're watching this advertising loop, they're like, wow, I want that.
All right. Okay. Okay. Very good. So there is like another element. I don't know if you have it on this slide, maybe on the following one, that talks about the price.
Okay.
Do you have it here or in the following?
I do. I don't. Let me see.
We can check it. Just go
Okay.
click. Yeah. Yes. Perfect pricing.
Okay, pricing. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So price, we have like maybe the discounts, what are going to be the payment period, so the credit terms, list price.
Well, pricing strategies, as we see it, the price to have the product manufactured is going to be from $1 to $2. However, we're going to create alliances with all these barbershops and salons to actually wholesale the product to them at $10. The end price will be $20 because we felt as though after doing some pricing surveys, we found that $20 is a good price for a good, reliable brush. It's not a product that has to be bought constantly, so people would feel comfortable paying $20 for a brush that is the perfect brush for them.
Correct, especially with that particular target market,
Exactly.
right? Because
Yes.
African American,
Yes.
Black people here, Samoan as well,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Curly
Curly
hair and thick hair
Yes.
is not easy.
Yes.
It's not easy.
Very true.
Yes?
Very true.
All right. What is that part of strategy and constraints? What is that?
Well, in this particular graph, I can't really see how clear it is. It was just a pricing graph structure. But the way I would do it's just talking about how the pricing, the percentage of black hair in America, and how much is what is being purchased the most, and how much is being spent in billions of dollars in that particular market. Whereas the most demanded product in the African American market is shampoos, conditioners, weaves, extensions, and wigs.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's related to the hairbrush.
Yes.
Correct? Because
Yes.
I remember myself, I had like some, dreadlocks? No, not dreadlocks, like the little,
Yes.
how you call it?
Oh, braids. The
Braids.
braids. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
braided, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes, but actually, people from Equatorial Guinea.
Uh-huh.
Equatorial Guinea. And they were using specific type of brush for
Okay.
that. So it's very, very specific. So what I'm seeing here about the millions, it's like a market that is very well, you can say, very, African American men and women expand. They don't mind spending, investing. It's like an investment.
Exactly.
Correct? Okay. So, and talking about the barbershops, are we talking just hairdressers as well for women?
Well, yeah. Well, we're coming up with two products. Mainly, one is a hairbrush for black men, and the other one is a detangling weave brush. In the black communities, women, you spend a lot of money on weaves. The key is getting the right brush so that when they brush their hair, the hair doesn't fall out, but it also brush. It goes through it to style it. So coming up with the right brush is critical.
Okay, very good. And that's why you have like the testimonials as well.
Exactly.
It can be regular people,
Yeah.
apart from having
Yeah.
just an idea for the promotion. There's beautiful people with nice cars, young, trendy.
Yes.
You want to have as well testimonials of the African American who may be a little bit chubby, but happy.
Oh, yeah.
You want to
Oh,
make
yeah.
them
Yeah.
feel happy and beautiful, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Very good. Okay, so let's continue.
Okay, so we're going to global issues and constraints. Okay, as far as international trade, these products will be imported from China.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest problems we're having currently is with the current administration. It's just gotten into this trade war with China, of all people, to add tariffs on some of the imports. And China's also saying that they're going to add tariffs. So, you know, we have to watch this closely to see whether or not it will have a strong impact on the pricing structure.
Okay. Very good.
Okay.
And I see the outsourcing. What is the outsourcing here?
The
Like
outsour-
the production is in China and that's
Yes.
exported to.
Well, the products are going to be manufactured in China, meaning outsourced from Wavium International, and creating this alliance or partnership with Yangzhou Brush Company.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So it's partnership, through partnership,
Exactly.
okay? Because that's very important as well. How are you going to do that? Acquisition or partnership, which is like, as you know,
Yeah.
from your own experience is the best way,
Yes.
right? Did you, can you comment any early mistake that you made?
Well, the reason why we seek a partnership, because then we don't have to worry about the minimums, ordering X amount of product. They're a little more flexible, as opposed to if we're not in a partnership, they may want 10,000 units per order or 20,000 units per order. By going into an alliance or a partnership with them, they'll be a little more relaxed on the minimum purchase orders.
Okay, and another thing that they know is the know-how, right? As we were
Yes.
taking in the class,
Yes.
like for instance, you know about the documentation that you know, like they don't get lost in translation, all of
Yes.
the things that are related to this international, like the law, local laws, non-written laws, that happens in China,
Yes.
right? Very good. Okay.
Global market. Okay, sample products. This is critical in the hairbrush industry because you don't want to buy or you don't want to order thousands of units to test the market. You want to start with a small segmented market and only order, instead of 5,000, only order 500 just to test the market to see. Once that takes on, then you'll know what kind of demand and then order larger numbers as the demand grows.
Very good. Okay, and the testing, how do you want to test that?
Well, I would initially test it right here in Hawaii due to the fact that it's convenient and due to the fact that we have such a large military installation here.
And it's very good because they travel as well. So if they
Yes.
like their product, they can go and they can go to another states and worldwide as well. Something that you might think that we're talking about, okay, about the testimonials and internet. A lot of people are making money with YouTube about just testing products.
Yes.
You might want to do your own research and look for like a particular person. Give that as a present so they can test themselves, and then they post that on YouTube. Okay, it's a good way that is like it's definitely working nowadays.
Okay.
Okay.
Market entry strategy. Okay. The blooming African hair industry. A lot of people, up until recently, it's been a very underrepresented market. If you go into white salons, you'll find all kind of products in the salons. You go into black salons, you don't see any products in there. So this is something that made me specifically want to get into this market because I go to a barbershop, you don't find any good brushes in the barbershop. You know, so this is a market that is huge, and we're talking about $2.5 billion market, the African American market. So, Yangzhou brush company Fushida Brush Company out of Yangzhou, they are very interested in doing this alliance so that we can get a stronger footprint into the African American market.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the way we're going to do this is create our own network and do an endless loop on a flat screen television and do the placement of the products right in the salons.
So we're going to go back into the 5 P's that we
Yes.
were like talking initially,
Yes.
okay? So the 5 P, target market,
Right.
we know, okay?
Yes.
African American, more specific, we are going to start on the East Coast,
Okay.
correct?
Right.
When we talk about the segment, it's like high-end or middle class or low-end
Yeah.
kind of. And then we are talking about the place and placement, so in the
Yes.
hair salons.
And we don't want to just do
And-
any salon. We want to go in salons that we feel as though have the right clientele.
Okay, so being very specific on the selection, okay?
Yes. Right
Selection,
clientele and the right amount of people that go to that salon or barbershop.
correct. So when you're talking about the promotion as well,
Mhm.
in ways like the looping that you
Yeah.
could start here in Hawaii with some
Yes.
African American, military guys, military women. And then why not, once they are there, maybe the person, if they're happy with the products that they're having, they could volunteer, or you can make them volunteer if they want, to do their own promotion. So it's something that locally, if you go there, oh, I know this lady from the bakery, or I have seen that other gentleman walking down, and he's like right here. And it's like the word of mouth, especially in in the neighborhoods, right? That can work as well.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Very good. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Black hair depth. Okay, what we're talking about here is the various different styles. Like currently, you have so many different styles in the African American community that I didn't have when I was growing up. And this is going to be somewhat challenging because now, you're going to have products that fit these demands. But one thing we noticed for males in particular, they may go through different trendy styles, but eventually they get their hair cut into a short military style cut. It's just the way it goes. Most styles are trendy, like these new styles. So again, the hairbrushes would still be a good product, and we will eventually go into pomades, oils, and things of that nature, but we want to start with the brushes to get a foothold on that particular market.
Okay, so here you see the physical distribution.
Okay.
So when we talk about distribution,
Well, when
let's
we
go
talk
back.
about distribution from a brush standpoint, we wanted to deal again directly with the salons.
Okay.
Initially.
Okay, so when we're talking about wholesale and bulk, specific salons, and
Yes.
then once starts getting there, from there the clients could even buy as well directly from
Exactly.
them. Okay, so you are not going to take that on the supermarket and initially, correct?
Well, initially. Now, it's also, I think it would also be prudent to go after some of a different brush, or for a different market to go in this like drugstores and Walmarts and
That would be phase
later.
2 or
Yeah,
phase
two,
3.
exactly.
Okay.
Because we definitely can't ignore that market.
All right, it's getting late.
Yes.
Let's start summing up.
Okay, these are, looks like the ports in China. Actually, this looks like Hong Kong or Shenzhen, where most of the products being manufactured in mainland China is shipped from these ports on the way to the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
China and America shaking hands, making friends, and doing business.
So this is like the part that we're like kind of giving your final,
Okay.
right, recommendations.
Okay. Was that it is a good alliance that Fushida Brush Company makes this partnership or alliance with Wavium International, because Wavium International has the people on the ground that knows the needs and the demands of these particular products in America, whereas the Chinese who are manufacturing don't. They specialize in manufacturing brushes, but not so much as placement of these brushes in the retail establishments. So yeah, it is a great recommendation that they form this alliance for their mass distribution in the mainland United States.
Okay, very good.
I have it a little more bit.
All right, okay. One question,
Sure.
okay, a tricky question. Do you remember the difference between target audience and target market? So we have defined the target market very specifically, and that would be like the sum up that we were talking about,
Yes.
right? African America, especially men, starting with men, and African American women as well.
Right.
Hairbrush from all the products that they have, shampoos, just very specific with the hairbrush.
Right.
Starting with little samples and see what does it work. That would be one way of where it's going to be the entry mode. Okay, the distribution as well. Working directly with the hair salons and the how you say?
Barbershop.
Yes.
I'm listening.
Correct. 20 more seconds, we finish. So, what is your